Pop Topics.
Welcome. This is Pop Topics, a show with all the media news you need and none of the opinions you want. I am one of your hosts, Matt Boyd, at Matt Neil Boyd, Neil with an A on Twitter. And with me, as always, is Casey Shaheen.
Hi, I'm Casey Shaheen, at Gym Class Tryhard, across all tweets.
All the tweets.
All social media. Sorry.
All
That's
tweets.
on tweets.
All tweets by Casey are signed with CC.
It's true. It's true. Because they're for everyone.
They're for Comedy Central.
No, they're just for CC everybody.
Creative Commons.
Creative Commons, Yep. It's all basically, I'm just reusing premises.
There's a few different ways that you can listen to or watch this show.
That's amazing that you can do that.
What?
Like, listen to the
Reel
show.
it in. I live in the fucking pocket.
Yuck.
There's a few
I
different.
wasn't complimenting you, by the way. Just amazing that the
No, thank
listener
you. I'm
has so
saying
many
thank you,
places.
though. I'm saying
I know
thank
you are. You took that as a compliment. This is where Matt's head is.
There's a few different ways you can watch or listen to this show. Hopefully you're watching live on Facebook Live. We Facebook live stream every episode of this show from 4 to 6 every Tuesday.
Yep.
This is episode 73.
72.
Haven't missed a goddamn Wednesday in over a year. We should have days since someone's died on the line. We should have one of those. Tuesdays we ain't missed. That's what it's going to say. We're going to get all the way up. You can also watch this video on YouTube if you come in a little late. Well, you're here at the beginning, so why would I even say that? But if you get to this video a little late any week, you can watch archived videos of this show on Facebook on the Facebook page or on the YouTube page. Mm-hmm. If you go to the Facebook page,
just do it.
Facebook.com/5051radio, spelled out 5051 radio. You can find all of the videos there, as well as a link to the YouTube page where we will be putting up the videos.
Yeah.
You can listen to MP3s of this show on iTunes. Go to your iTunes store podcast app, search Pop Topics, search 5051, spell it out. Also on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/5051 radio.
Yeah. And by the way, 5051 Radio, new to the 5051 podcast network family, The New Hotness, starring with your hosts, Chance Willie and Corey Perry, two local stand-ups where they eat hot chicken, talk about hip-hop, and have a good time. We've been back and forth on that, but you can catch that live. You can catch that on for direct download and through iTunes. Just by searching 5051 or The New Hotness, whatever you want to do. Check out our page. We share a lot of stuff. That's what I got. That's what I got. Be on the lookout for cool stuff.
Casey, how was your week?
Man, it was good. It was good. I'm gonna say lowercase g good. I didn't get a whole lot done. I worked on Thursday, and Saturday. I had Friday off, and all I did was try to find articles that didn't involve Louis C.K., Jerry Jones, or Roy Moore. That's all I did on Friday, and then I went to bed at 10:30. Worked a double on Saturday, made my rent. Excited. Yesterday, tried to find more stories to talk about for the show today, but it was a very heavy week.
Yeah.
For very particular topics.
Yeah, it was.
Which we're gonna get into. Matt, how was your week?
It was pretty good. I did comedy shows. I had a lot of fun doing that. I worked a lot. What show did you see me on?
Smith and Lentz on Wednesday.
Smith and Lentz. Yeah. The open mic.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow I will be at Zany's and I will be at Radio Cafe.
What's tomorrow? Zany's? Is that the
Dusty Slay's comedy show is at Zany's.
Hell yeah.
That's going to be at 7:30, and then Radio Cafe is going to start around 9, but I'll probably get there a little bit later.
That's how he does.
So that'll be fun. Had a pretty good week. What did I do this week? Been playing too many video games.
Are you back into the habit?
Mm-hmm.
You're casual. What have you been playing?
This girl at the bar last night.
You been playing this girl at the bar?
Yeah.
You got game, girl.
I'm not going to talk about that. The video games have been really good.
Why not?
She asked me if I would pee in her mouth, and I said no.
That's a weird thing to ask.
Yeah, isn't it?
That's a weird thing that she would ask you to do.
I also don't want to,
you don't want to end up in like a CK situation.
Right.
Or a KC situation.
She was asking for it, literally.
Which that's so weird.
But I've been playing the new Assassin's Creed game.
Is it
it's
exactly
in Egypt and shit?
Is it like every other friggin' game?
Nah, it's pretty different actually.
Wow.
It's a pretty fun game.
Phil doesn't love it.
I'm not a fan of you, Phil. How's that fucking sound?
By the way, we are broadcasting live from the Funky Bunker. Our producer / seducer, Phil Grand, is over here.
I'm a fan of Phil.
I'm a big fan.
I didn't mean that. I'm a PH fan.
At Filthy G on Twitter.
Fan. I'm Dat fan for Phil.
Mm-hmm. You are Dat fan?
You beat me.
I'm turning that down.
But yeah, other than that, I'm right there with you. There's a lot of fucked up news this week. News is fucked up. News is dark. There's dark news on the horizon, boys.
Sucks. No, it sucks.
We're right at the front of it too. Mm-hmm. It's just beginning. All the obvious ones are out right now. Wait till they fucking get to the ones you never thought about.
Oh, you mean Travolta, which came out today?
I guess so.
That's crazy. That's real.
No, it is pretty dark. It is pretty dark, and it does suck a lot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's good luck getting anything done, and good luck getting laid. Mm-hmm. I mean, is that a regressive thing to say? Is this an alt-right podcast?
I think so. I think if we keep saying it, it will become an alt-right podcast.
If you build it, they will come.
It's like a
honestly, they're very loyal base though. Loyal base.
It's like a Beetlejuice situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Alt-right. Pepe the Frog shows up.
But yeah, no, news fucking sucks.
What is this show, man? What do we do? Let's set them up.
Was news ever good? That's the question I ask. Was news ever good? What? Because we always talk about the news is so bad these days. Everything in the news is so bad.
It's just
more frequent. I think is what it is. Because news was never good. You never turn on the news for a good time. You know what I mean?
I did.
You never did.
I sat in front of the TV and watched the Sessions hearing, the Jeff Sessions congressional hearing today for about 2.5 hours. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you what. Like a football game, I was glued. Like I was. If Papa John's were to advertise in the middle of that, I would 100% buy a pizza. Like I feel like the ratings on that should be better than the NFL's based on sheer content alone.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
If you want to hear an old Southern man just say, like, I don't recall. Too much meat. I just don't recall.
When they started the hearing, were they like, not only is court in session, but Sessions is in the court. Jeff Sessions, everybody.
And it's funny that they call it a hearing. Consider that everyone on the panel was so old they needed a hearing aid.
Wow.
And we are your hearing aid. If you didn't have time to watch the Sessions hearing, talk to me about it on Twitter at JimClassTryHard.
Yeah. But did he go down today? Was it down with that pig?
No, he didn't go down. Everyone's just. They're circling the drain. It's like they're trying to smoke out the bear. Mueller's trying to get to Trump. They're trying to smoke the bear out, but I think if they fear that if they get too close, they're going to kind of ruin their chances. So they're waiting for the right opportunity to pounce. So they're just kind of circling the cave, trying to just make it as uncomfortable as possible until then they can start going a little bit harder. But either A, here's my takeaway. My political takeaway. This show's not even about politics, but I'll do it. My political takeaway is A, Jeff Sessions was completely unaware of the collusion because he's completely incompetent, which I do believe is the answer, or he was aware of everything and he has plausible deniability and he's got really good lawyers, and somehow as an attorney general, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't care enough. Like I do, but I don't want to talk about it.
Right.
It's like it bores me. It bums me out.
Yeah.
So yeah, but this show is where we give you all the media news you need, none of the opinions you want. Thin news week. We might even do some hot takes on some new updated headlines near the end just to fill in time, because I'm not sure how to get into it, Matt. I'm not exactly sure, but I'll start with one. Let's have some fun. If I could pull this one up. There we go. Let's talk about, Matt, how do you like your coffee? We've talked extensively about coffee before. You're a fan you're both a fan and not a fan of cold brew coffee.
I'm a huge fan of cold brew coffee.
Now you are, okay.
Yeah. I've assimilated.
Same.
I have supped enough of the cold brew to now be able to handle my cold brew. Dare I say, I'm not trying to brag, but I could drink like 2 cold brews a day these days.
Yeah, I do it on the reg.
Yeah.
And it's the right way to start the day. Before that, I was using my Keurig. And the only reason I was using my Keurig is because I'm such a fan of Sean Hannity. This is an alt-right podcast. This comes by way of complex.com, and I'm sure that you guys saw it all over the internet. It was really, really hard to miss. Sean Hannity had fans that boycotted Keurig and posted videos of them beating the shit out of their Keurigs.
Fuck yeah.
And they were just destroying their Keurigs because of
death to all Keurigs.
Because of pro pedophile or pro child dating and only person banned from a mall that isn't homeless, Roy Moore of Alabama. I'm like Jeff Sessions. Let's just get into it. I'm gonna try to stop vamping because I can't set this up better. If you woke up and saw #boycott Keurig hashtag trending on Twitter and wondered what kind of controversy the popular single-serve brewing coffee pods could cause, you're not alone. It was very confusing. So I woke up in the morning, said boycott Keurig. I'm like, well, how else am I going to start my day? I'm out of cold brew. Moving on. As with many evil things in the United States, the origins can be traced back to Fox News. Wow. Wonder what side of the political aisle Complex is hanging out on. Sean Hannity of Fox News is a loyal Republican. Hannity is so loyal to the GOP that he used his show to provide a platform for Alabama state senator or state candidate Roy Moore. This is the same Moore who has been accused and pretty much confirmed that he had romantic relationships and sexual relationships with teenage girls when he was in his 30s. It never happened, and I don't even like hearing it, quote, Moore said to Hannity during an appearance on the radio show. When he was pressed for allegations. Long story short, advertisers pulled out of Hannity's show because it was so controversial. That Matt, where you at? Were you with me?
I'm sharing this shit on social media.
See, Matt's our social media guy. Do you want to be an intern on the show? Let us know and below. But Hannity was so bummed, and he's like, you know what? Go ahead, send me videos of you destroying your Keurig, and I'll send you a coffee maker, which I'm sure is a drip coffee maker. And people did it, and people just destroyed their Keurigs.
Why did conservatives get so goddamn mad at coffee? Coffee's not the problem, guys.
I feel like coffee's the only thing keeping them up.
Without coffee, these are the same people that did like the war on Christmas, the fucking Starbucks cups. Now you're going after Keurig. Next thing you know, they're gonna be going after Folgers.
I tweeted the other day that maybe if the patriarchy dropped as a sponsor of Sean Hannity's show, then his fans might just start breaking the patriarchy. That was a cuck-ass tweet.
Wow.
Hear me, ladies? What's up, ladies? No, but yeah, like that. At what point do we start to realize that we can't just do whatever the people on the news say? And I'm not saying we as in us and not our listeners, but like as a nation. What the fuck are we doing?
I don't know, man.
Why are we getting so bummed out about Keurig dropping as a sponsor? A year ago, you didn't care about sponsors.
My favorite is that it wasn't enough to just not buy Keurigs. They had to do. It's like when you see the videos of when they're like burning LeBron James's jersey in Cleveland. It's like, dude, you paid a lot of money for them shits. Like, give it to your fucking kid in college or something. Like, don't just beat up a Keurig. It's a lot of money. Keurigs aren't cheap, are they?
Yeah, they are. They're pretty cheap.
How much are they? How much a Keurig gonna run me on the white market?
Let's do a quick Amazon search of how much a Keurig might be. I bet they're on discount right now. I feel like it's like I don't know. Maybe that's not even the same. Maybe I should just stop opening up the wrong thing. Keurig price. Let's see. You can get one for $100, but that seems like the nice one. And you can get another one for. Dude, they're not expensive. I mean, some of them are up to $100, but I think that's because I went highest first. You can get ones for like $35.
$35?
Yeah. You can buy a drip coffee machine from Goodwill for cheaper than that, but
I don't
what would you do with the environment?
There's different ways to boycott shit, guys.
Voting with your wallet. I mean, they already voted with their wallet. Now they're just destroying the money that they spent.
Yeah, you're gonna fuck up your hand punching a Keurig where they punch in the Keurig.
I'm almost positive I did see a post alluding to the fact that someone did a Office Space style slow motion montage to destroying it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it's you can't get mad at Keurig for this shit. You know what I mean?
No. But dropping as a sponsor, I think it's like it's Hannity's fans are like, no, this guy is saying the right stuff. No, but like you're destroying it because you support a guy got banned from a mall.
Mm-hmm.
Like again, I tweeted, I understand getting like banned from a ladies' Foot Locker, but like an entire mall, like what's that saying?
Yeah.
You know? This is the guy that did his.
I'm still not completely sure how I feel about like this guy, Angelo Carusone at GoAngelo on Twitter.
At GoAngelo. Hey, why don't you talk to GoAngelo?
He said, "Good afternoon, at Keurig. You are currently sponsoring Sean Did you already read this?
No.
You are currently sponsoring Sean Hannity's show. He defends child molester Roy Moore and attacks women who speak out against sexual harassment. Please reconsider." Don't be such a fucking snitch, Angelo. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how I feel about
lest you run the risk of getting stitches.
Molest, you run the risk of getting stitches.
We'll leave that to Roy Moore.
I mean, like Roy Moore is a terrible human being, like, but I'm also not a fan of these people that are like, I don't know, is gaslighting the word? I'm still not even sure what that really means. But like being the guy that at Cure. What are you gonna do about this? Shut up! Like, just go. If you then just don't watch Sean Hannity. But like,
seems like it's like
it's so self-righteous.
It's the kid that says, "Oh, but before the class ends, like, oh, did you have any homework for us?"
Yeah.
Like as the class leaves, like, fuck, the teacher forgot.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like this kid, he's just the kiss ass. He wants to kiss Sean Hannity's ass because maybe one day he'll get molested by.
And they do that. They do that just because they know that like fucking Keurig's gonna see that dude's gonna get just enough retweets for it to be. It's like the petition, the change.org thing. It's like if it gets enough. If it gets enough signatures, and so this guy's just trying to get just enough traction, just enough retweets, so that Keurig has to consider it. Oh yeah, we're gonna pull. Like maybe they were thinking about pulling their sponsorship of Sean Hannity in the first place, or maybe they weren't thinking about it because they have a million other things to think about. But this guy is just. Angelo is just so self-righteous that he thinks that he can just like he's the fucking hero. Like he's the guy that is but the thing is defeating child molestation one tweet at a time.
He's not defeating child molestation.
Nobody thinks he is.
No, I don't think he even thinks
he thinks he's like he's a soldier in this fucking battle.
He's not even. I feel like if the logic follows by banning Keurig and saying, "Hey Keurig, fuck you for what you said or for pulling out of an advertiser," it's not anything Keurig said. It's something that Keurig did. They voted with their wallets and said, we don't necessarily want to be involved in this sort of controversial topic. Therefore, as a private business, we're allowed to pull our advertising dollars out of this show that at GoAngelo on Twitter that he watches.
No. GoAngelo doesn't watch Fox News. He's saying you should pull your advertisement because this guy.
I thought he was defending. I'm sorry.
Angelo's the guy that's attacking Sean Hannity by adding Keurig and saying.
I'm sorry. There's a lot of tweets on the thing. I made a mistake. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's self-righteous and like we get it. And then there's other people who actually tweeted out against Hannity, tweeted out against Keurig on behalf of Hannity, and that was the videos of them destroying their Keurigs.
Yeah.
By the way, in inventive ways. They did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
How would you destroy a Keurig, Nat?
I don't know. Pee in it. Pee on it.
Well, if you would pee on that,
pee in its mouth.
Yeah, you think so?
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we didn't get into that, by the way.
Yeah, I am too. I don't even know why I brought it up.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Hopefully, at this point, most people that are watching it live don't hear about it.
Let's get any more stray thoughts on this whole thing?
No, I'm just so tired of social media. I'm so fucking over it.
Too.
I'm so tired that it's as important as it is because it shouldn't be. And no one's important. You're not fucking important. And like social media just gives everybody the same playing field, and I think that's bullshit. And I think that everyone's allowed to do whatever they want. Everyone feels so goddamn important, and I want social media to die. Mm-hmm. Social media is it's like the lead pipes of American culture.
This show is brought to you by Facebook Live. Thank you.
It's like the fucking lead pipes in Rome. Like that's what brought down Rome because they didn't know that you shouldn't have water running through lead or else it's going to poison everybody.
I didn't know Rome was in Michigan.
I think right. I think that social media, like when they look back on this time, they're going to be like social media is what brought down America. Mm-hmm. I really do think that. I do believe that. I think that it's that thing that we don't really think about that really is the most toxic thing about our culture.
Yeah, because
it's social media and everybody talking to everyone all the time. It does like
there's
you don't
no time
fucking
for self-reflection.
Like chill. No, you don't have to. Angelo shouldn't be allowed to talk to Keurig. Mm-mm. Not everybody's allowed to say whatever they want.
No, I think here's the thing. I think it should be more difficult to do it.
Yeah, 100%.
When we used to have, they used to send letters to a company being angry. You used to send letters to. When's the last time you used the mail? You know why I don't use it? Because it's cumbersome. The mail it just takes too long. I got to get out of the house. I got to go do stuff. But if I want to tweet Keurig, I can totally do that.
Right.
I could totally do that. And maybe I shouldn't be able to because then there's like a buffer period. It's like what Lincoln would write a letter and then leave it in his drawer for 3 days.
Yeah.
I think your tweet shouldn't be sent out for 3 days and you have a chance to review it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to say your first takes because first takes don't get us anywhere.
Yeah. People just need to live simpler, man.
Live simpler, y'all.
Boil it down.
Boil it down. Speaking of boiling it down, this episode's brought to you by Boiling It Down.
Nice. A concept. This show is brought to you by a concept.
I just ethereal meta concept.
It's 420. Smoke up, bitches.
Bitches.
What's next?
5:20 and the Eastern Seaboard.
What's next?
Let's talk about more bands, man. Let's talk about more bands. You brought this one in. Hit it.
What's your favorite band?
My favorite band?
Yeah.
Probably the deodorant. Because I like my girls smelling nice.
Oh.
Yeah. But I don't know, Matt. What's your favorite band?
I think that my favorite band is I'm a big fan of like boycott. Like the boycott Keurig thing is like a little much, but like the whole War on Christmas thing was hilarious.
Yeah, it was funny.
It was hilarious. It was funny that they got so fucking mad about not having a red cup. Chill. Color the cup red yourself, goddammit. If you want it to be red so bad. You know what I mean?
Make sure those markers are made.
This might be my new favorite band. This one that we finna talk about. Podcasting is not social media. You're an idiot. Foodandwine.com. Why restaurants are banning kids. The trend is ruffling some feathers, Maria Yagoda says. On Tuesday, a Tampa Bay craft beer and pizzeria stuck a controversial sign on its doors. It read, quote,
"No blacks
and no children." No, the owners of Hampton Station were not advertising their love for the classic Mountain Goat song. You're so goddamn silly. Rather, they were implementing an informal kids ban. The backlash was extraordinary, reports WKRG. I definitely think that sales are going to dip, Hampton Station owner Troy Taylor told WKRG. Quote, "We had an incident last week where some kids were endangering themselves and others. I haven't got much sleep the past 4 or 5 days, really, because of this. Because this is my livelihood." This is his livelihood.
I agree.
Pizza is his livelihood.
I agree with him so far.
Taylor later told the Miami Herald that his concerns about the restaurant's proximity to a busy highway motivated the ban, not necessarily loud noises or smashed crowns.
Have you ever seen people drive in Dade County? It's a nightmare.
A kid was in danger and could have seriously been hurt. It's a liability and safety issue. After the incident, I thought this can't happen again.
Let's call it what it is.
This guy hates kids.
Kids aren't great at restaurants. And there's no reason that you need to be out at a restaurant. If your kid's crying, take the kid away from the restaurant. Like, don't let your shitty parenting bother other people. Like, don't let your shitty kid bother other people. I get it.
Yeah.
If you have kids and you need to get out and you need to go eat, and sometimes it's not feasible. You're out and on the town. You're in Miami getting ready to go on a cruise. Maybe you got your boys, your girls. This is a gender neutral podcast. But like, you're going out, but you have your kid with you, and they ain't acting right because you're too busy in your phone. And I see this all the time in restaurants. People let their kids walk around, and I don't mind it all the time. But I know that if it is a bit liability to a business owner, and sometimes kids ruin the mood. So sometimes kids shouldn't be allowed places.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sue me.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, and I'm not one of these hates kids. Okay,
I love them.
I'm a huge fan. of
want
kids.
one. I buy too much Plan B for that.
But there's a place for kids, and there's not a place for kids. And I think that
there are certain things for kids, like tricks.
If you want, tricks are for kids, and the birds. They're also for the birds.
Fucking birds, bro.
And baby birds.
Baby birds.
I think that like this is a lot like the whole bike people. Like parents and bike people are the same.
Are you talking about cyclists or
cyclists.
Harley riders?
Yeah, no, that's cyclists.
Okay. Also, by the way,
manual bikes.
You know what the Venn diagram of that is? Not only are they on bipeds, are they on two-wheeled things, but they're also just grabbing at the wind for a personality.
That's
if you're a cyclist or a Harley rider. Shots fired.
Parents are always my biggest problem with this like kids argument. Like, are kids good? I don't know if anyone's actually having that argument. But you know what I mean? Where it's like people are like, I don't like kids, and other people are like, kids are everything.
Well, the thing I don't like kids is like saying, or like having an opinion on whether you do or don't like kids is like saying, I like music.
Yeah.
Like, is that the one thing you're going to identify yourself as? It's the same with dogs. Like, I love dogs. Yeah. I get it if you love dogs, but if you love dogs so much that like, I like dogs better than people.
Right.
Well, maybe that's the time to look inside and try to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, don't make that don't make your preference your personality.
Also, it's not a
Just
fucking
fucking arrogant to say.
it's not a fucking coincidence that most people that don't like kids are also the first ones to say adulting is hard. You don't like kids because you are one. This is like a dog barking at a dog situation, isn't it? You don't like kids because you are one yourself, and you're just sad that all the attention's not on you right now.
I feel like your premise was there, but they gotta think like if you don't like kids because you don't have them of your own. I think there are people that don't have kids and don't like them, or that have kids and don't like them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, then they shouldn't have kids.
Yeah, but accidents happen. This show's brought to you by Accidents Happen.
Give them back to God. Pro-choice. There's plenty of time. I've never been in a restaurant and been like, I totally love that kids are here. But I've definitely been in a restaurant and said, I wish there weren't fucking kids here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wish that no one was fucking kids in general.
Yeah.
That's why I stopped eating at Comet Pizza. This episode is brought to you by Pizzagate.
So look, it's not like every restaurant's going to be banning kids. Okay, maybe they will. Maybe this does very well for this little North Carolina pizzeria, and a lot of people follow suit, and they're like, yeah, we don't want kids either. But you can always take your kids somewhere. And chances are, if you got kids, you're gonna want to eat somewhere with fucking
where kids eat
chicky
free.
fingies.
Where kids eat free, which is at Applebee's. This episode is brought to you by
Kids
Eating Good
eat
in the
free at
Neighborhood.
Applebee's.
Mondays through Wednesdays, kids eat free with the purchase of an adult dinner entree.
Yeah, so you just go there.
Go there.
Just go there.
Go to Applebee's, and then when there's kids at Applebee's, don't complain that there's kids at Applebee's.
No. But the problem is that parents are always like, this is a disgrace. You are shaming me for being a parent. I can be a parent. Okay.
Yeah, you can be a parent, but you got to do. But apparently you don't understand that you could be a parent at home away from us because your kids are putting themselves in danger. And as the sole proprietor of a business, you have the right to do so. But maybe this is the wrong way to do it. Maybe instead of banning, we just say, hey, be better parents. No kids with iPads.
It's also hilarious.
No kids with iPads in a restaurant.
It's also hilarious that
I love it. I think I'm onto something.
It's also hilarious that parents that love talking about the fact that they're parents and are always defending the fact that their parents are the worst parents. Like, you're the ones that are ruining this shit. Watch your fucking kid. If your kid starts screaming, take them outside. Take them out of the restaurant. They say later on in this article, like, some people are on date night. You know what I mean? Like, some people don't want to be sitting next to a table
and some people
with
don't
a
have the money
kid.
to go to a place, don't have money to go fly down to Miami and go to this restaurant.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, sometimes people don't just want to be on a date. It's like they're one night out for the week away from their kids, and there's some little fucking kid right behind them screaming his ass off. I'm not going to say, what color that kid is, but it's usually the same. And they're always just screaming, and they're like hitting shit, and they're yelling.
They're asking their dad who his side piece is because their dad gave him their phone so they could distract him and talk to his mom. But turns out, like, he gets a text in the middle of it. It's a side piece. It's Diane from The Office. And, she's a real flirt, especially since The Office Party was open bar.
And they're always just being the worst. No one ever wants kids to be there.
I like when I see, but as a customer, yeah, like, I don't like it when a kid's like kicking his seat, like, hey, Kevin, quit putting your lifting your shirt up, or quit hiding under the table, or like, stop breaking the crayons. Like, it's
get out from under the fucking table.
As a server, I like kids because I can tell a parent, like, luckily I have the freedom to do it, but say, I don't like your kid. And I'll say to the kid, I'll be like, why don't I like you? I don't know. I go, did you stop to think about what other people want? And the parents are like, how dare you? And I go, shut up.
Yeah.
Oh, shut. I get it. You're tired. How your kid out for you? Like, I know it's probably not it's not my place, but you know what? I'm gonna have some fun with it in the meantime.
I can't believe people do that shit.
Yeah, I don't either.
I can't believe that people like just let their kids. No shame in these fucking people. No shame. Just letting your kid run around a restaurant and be loud as hell, ruining.
Parents are tired,
ruining hundreds of people's nights.
They got bills and shit.
They are tired, but if you're so tired, keep your kid at home. You know what I mean?
Or get a sitter.
Get a fucking sitter.
Roy Moore is looking for jobs. He's not going to be a senator.
Is that new news? Is that breaking news?
No, it's not breaking. I think he's even if he gets elected,
I don't think you want him. I don't think you want him babysitting your kid.
Casey. I mean, anyone with the balls to get banned from a mall in the 80s where Tiffany got her start.
It's a good point. It's a very good point.
I'm just kidding. Roy Moore is a disgrace, a real nightmare. I mean, just that guy doesn't seem fun to talk to. I'm basing it solely on that and his sexual proclivities. Speaking of sexual proclivities, it was hard to get away from creepy news this week.
Ooh.
On one side,
Halloween news.
On one side, we had Roy Moore and the allegations that he dated teenagers in his 30s, and on the other side, we had people like Louis C.K. falling in the wake of Harvey Weinstein. And Matt, I want you to get into this one. I don't know how to do it.
Well, I mean, we all know what this fucking story is. I just realized this wasn't
for the people that listen to this in a year, because this episode is going to be so amply titled "The Creepy One." I don't know if it will, but people are going to listen to this. Like, set it up for them. Set up the context, the climate.
Let's go with this one. I think this is the OG.
The OG article.
That's what they say in the biz. The OG article.
This was the damning article.
It was a New York Times piece. I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. Look, you see this shit going on?
Use Safari. The new update is we'll get rid of that.
NewYorkTimes.com. Louis C.K. is accused by 5 women of sexual misconduct. This was written by Melina Ryzik, Kara Buckley, and Jodi Cantor. It took 3 people to write this article.
It's like Destiny's Child.
This article is basically 5 different women coming out and saying that they were sexually harassed by Louis C.K. over. Wow, I think the first one went back to like 98 or something like that. The first story was a very long time ago. His method was he would, ask women if he could masturbate in front of them, and he would get completely naked. And in a couple incidents, he would get completely naked, masturbate in front of these women, not let them leave the room, not forcefully not let them leave the room, but be like,
in certain instances, he did it. Not incidents, because incidents would. It would be an incident, but like
it was an incident.
It's an yeah. Whoa.
Oh yeah, you're right. Instances. But I was putting the 2 words. Incidences.
How many incidences you got? Go ahead.
And so sexually harassing women. There was a few women that came out and said that early on in their career, Louis C.K. brought them up to his room, masturbate in front of them, asked him if he could. Yeah. They were like, "Nah, let's not do that."
They were like, "Sure." They thought he was joking.
Yeah, they thought he was joking, and then he wasn't. And then there was another lady that, like,
there's five women have come forward, and there's one that remains anonymous.
Yeah.
So all these allegations have been swirling around. I mean, in the last coming weeks, I've been like, there's been blood in the water. I've seen constantly on my feed that people are looking for information, people writing stories about the allegations and trying to legitimize them, and they did. And who else legitimized him but Louis C.K. himself in that New York Times article? So jerking off in front of people. Discuss. That's weird. It's weird. There's no getting around it. Like, I was bummed out to find out about the allegations. I thought it was a witch hunt. I feel betrayed as a fan of Louis C.K. I do. It's disgusting. He abused his power, and it sucks because he did good things for comedy. He was able to blow the doors open into on-demand content delivery, which is incredible. He was an auteur, even though his work kind of got weird at a certain point, especially considering I Love You, Daddy, his movie, was pulled from distribution and his website. I mean, it's never gonna get seen. But it was like he just abused his power, and then used the comedy as his like way of being getting other people to become complicit, not even complicit, but like to corroborate his eccentricities, like his sexual like deviances. Like by doing so, by making us laugh at it, it must be funny. And oh my God, I thought that's true, and that's funny, and it's all this like secret like self-shame stuff, which is great that he was able to blow that out. But like, it's fun. It's one thing to make fun of that, but it's another thing to actively do it.
Yeah.
And that's where he's wrong, because the art. Then that's the problem I'm having, is that people are trying to dismantle all of his art when technically should have a different. It should have a asterisk next to it, Barry Bonds style.
Yeah,
but he has already done so much. He's so like ingrained in the culture that like I don't even know how to surgically pull the art from the man.
Yeah,
like, do we just forget it?
I don't know. That is the question, isn't it? That's the question with Louis. It's the question with Kevin Spacey. It's not really the question with Weinstein, because you can very easily separate Weinstein from his work, mainly because I didn't even know who he was until he was accused of all this shit, and I've seen all of his movies apparently.
I have a question for you about that. with Cosby. This Cosby came, what was it, 2 years ago when Hannibal talked about it in a show in Philly.
Yeah.
And then 35 accusers came out, and even Dave Chappelle at one point said in his latest stand-up special, he goes like, I still don't think he did it. Like, he didn't rape 35. I mean, maybe 9 or 10 of them, but he definitely, like, even Chappelle's like, my hero's gone. The guy we blazed a path for him, and is like was a comedy god.
Yeah,
is now like, I didn't care when Cosby got caught. I was like, fucking perverted old dude. Cosby Show wasn't that good.
Yeah. But this is Louis C.K. is like our generation's Cosby.
Exactly.
Because
so now I understand why people were so upset about it.
Yeah, me too. I talked about that last week on my other on Pray Tell, my other podcast.
Available
with
also
Laura
on
Peak.
5051.com.
Is that it makes the Cosby apologist, it makes it make more sense. It doesn't make them right. And if you're a Louis apologist, you're also not right. But it makes a little bit more sense because right when it happened, right when the news came out about Louis C.K., like, I found myself having those same thoughts.
Yeah.
I had myself, instead of being like, he didn't rape 35, maybe 9 or 10, mine was like, well, he wasn't raping anybody. You know what I mean? Like, that was what was coming to my mind.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
And this is my first takes on it. I wrote this whole passage on Friday, and I wrote it down because I'm trying to do that, put it in the drawer for 3 days and then revisit it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually like, because I don't want to. I do want to be on the right side of history, but I don't want to just go along with what everyone's saying. It's so easy to go on Twitter and say everybody's wrong. Everybody's wrong, and having like people like, and as much as I love him, Kumail Nanjiani, going out and just being so. He's already got the success that he needs, and like someone like he's already got his brand. So like by saying by dismissing all these, not dismissing it, but accepting and saying Louis C.K. was fucking wrong, he should die. He didn't say that specifically, but all these people are going out and saying it. I still want to know what's going to happen with his legacy. Because not that his legacy is good by any means, but it was good for comedy and it was good for dialogue. It was good for exposing shame and giving people a place. So this is what I want to say. So he didn't rape anybody, is what you said. I said, which
I don't think is a good argument.
No, it's not a good one.
It's not a good argument.
That's my argument right here. I says, we punish thieves according to the value of what they've stolen. But how do we handle sexual predators? Do we punish the man who jerks off in front of women in the same way we punish a man who drugged and raped women, the way that Cosby did? Is it about insertion or is it about exertion? And I think it's abuse of power. I think that's the problem that we need to focus on.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Sex through abuse of power. But then what does that say? Like, I get it. And so I always need to
defend. It says he's a fucked up person. He's a fucked up person. That's what it says.
Where does the narrative go for comedy?
I don't know. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. I don't agree with that. But what I do think is that I think that it's supposed to be this hard to deal with it. There's nothing wrong with having complex feelings about this subject. I think that that's the biggest thing that people say. If you even attempt to apologize for, if you even attempt to apologize for Louis, you're a sexist. You're condoning rape,
and that cuts off the immediate opportunity for a dialogue.
Yes, exactly, 100%.
But it also go out and look up stuff.
It also I don't know what the word what's the word I'm looking for? Unvalidates? Is that a word? Devalidates?
Devalues?
It devalues my complex feelings about, and I'm not trying to victim myself, but what I'm saying is by you saying me being confused by this is wrong, it makes me not allowed to have my confusing feelings, which is the only thing worse than having confusing feelings is being told you're wrong for having those confusing feelings. So what you're doing is now basically being mad at me because I don't know how I feel about it.
Because I'm not allowed to answer some questions.
That's victim shaming is what it is. And I'm not trying to make myself out to be a victim. But what I'm saying is
who are the real victims here? Is it us because we can't have a complex thought about something we like?
Everyone. Can everyone be a fucking victim?
Or the girls whose careers were put in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Their voices were neutered. They were cut off. They were threatened to be cut off at the knees, career-wise, if they said anything about it.
Yeah.
And so he exerted power, and it was wrong.
Yeah.
But like, and the other the kind of thing that I want to get to. I feel like this whole Harvey Weinstein thing is like, people get mad because they can't punch ISIS in the face. So people act out. People are mad about the way the country's going. Since you can't punch a politician, well, you can punch other people and not actually have any real consequences to you directly. No direct consequences for what you say. So now, like, it's this whole referendum, like the National Day of Women with the pussy hats, and it was all about Donald Trump. And so we start taking them down, and we take down Bill Cosby. Good. We take down Harvey Weinstein. Good. And now it starts getting into this thing where we're starting to get uncomfortable because we're like, who's next? I mean, Kevin Spacey, Donald Trump, not Donald Trump, but Kevin Spacey, Louis C.K, and George Takei. I mean, it's coming up. It's like this all feels like the machine is eating itself on the inside because no one knows where to like push their energy, and they're focusing it everywhere. So by trying to dismantle the patriarchy and this whole Trump situation, you're starting to gut other things, and it feels very hacky. It feels like a real hack job. It feels like we're not thinking about the consequences of what we're doing.
Sure. Yeah. I agree.
By not allowing dialogue.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that I think that the main takeaway, or I think the one thing, like I'm glad that this is happening. That's the other thing that's the other complex out there I have that I feel like people like. I'm glad that this is happening. Like I'm really glad that this is correct. That this is kind of culture correcting itself. Culture was so bad, so wrong, and so sexist for so long. It can't just be better overnight. So all the shit's coming out. We're finding out that all of these women were raped by Weinstein, raped by Cosby, sexually harassed by Louis, sexually harassed by Kevin Spacey. And I'm glad that that's happening because it is kind of nature correcting itself. It's culture correcting itself. But
it doesn't know how to correct itself with the tools that it has now. Because it's so I liken this thing to like it's like I was Dave Molnar, listener of the show, tweeted the other day something about it was a political tweet, and I said, yeah, no, I can't even keep up. I'm still trying to figure out how to spell Papadopoulos. Like we don't have enough time to like understand these stories, and it comes out so quickly. So when you do such a swift move like this, like day after day after day, there's a new person. We don't have time to focus on what the real problem is because we're adding names to a list. Lists don't get anything done. Crossing those names off the list is what gets it done. And yeah, we are getting rid of these people in the industry, but I have a feeling that like when Trump is getting back from his Asia trip tomorrow, that's the next thing. That's like the next thing in the news. So whatever Trump says, it's going to go there. We're going to lose our thing. It's like we're starting projects all the time. Everyone has the ability to start huge projects and get a lot done on the front end. But when it comes to maintaining that project to completion, to the absolution of the goal, if you don't follow up on it, it's like you're taking on too much right now.
Yeah, and the Trump thing is is super important to point out. What you just pointed out is super important to point out because I think like the worst thing about the way that news has gone in 2017 is the fact that the second that Trump gets back, like you said, and we start caring about what Trump has to say about China, we're going to forget about all of these sexual harassment allegations,
and it
these
opens
rape
up the doors for a comeback.
Yep, hold on. But it's also that doesn't help. There's a very scorched earth mentality to the way that we deal with all of these news stories because we're just hanging people, we're fucking putting heads on spikes and just moving forward, and we're not helping the victims in that case. It's like the Flint paradox. It's like we talked about it for a couple weeks, but they still don't have fucking clean water. Because
Lifetime's making money about it because they made an original movie about it.
Right, because it's not good news anymore. It's not exciting news anymore. So we don't fucking care anymore. We never cared about Flint. We like talking about it, and it's gonna be. I'm afraid to say. I'm sad to say that the second that we run out of allegations is the second that we're going to stop caring about the victims of these allegations.
And I don't think we even care right now.
Because there's always going to be a next one. And the second that there is no next one, we're going to move on to something else. No one really cares about helping these people. They just want to put the heads on stakes.
And they want
it's more about the bad guy.
They want a picture of Jaws. They want a picture with Jaws. You caught the predator.
Yeah.
They want a picture with Jaws. And they want to do their best to like throw a harpoon at him.
Yeah.
But they're not going to deal with the fact that shark had kids at home.
Yeah.
No, they're not going to deal with the fact that like this Jaws killed a bunch of people. What are we going to do? How are we gonna, can we help that family? Or what are we doing systemically? It's like just everyone wants to be seen as the good guy, and like actions speak louder than words. Like I look at Twitter and I that's a problem that I have with being on social media is that I don't feel like I have value sometimes in what I say, but the market to do what we want to do in podcasts is say we do have that. And I'm like, it's like showing weakness and saying like, oh, we don't believe everything we say. Like, I believe everything I say. I just don't think I'm an expert. And I don't want to be perceived as an expert because it's delivered in the exact same format as someone who is an expert and who isn't an expert. And that's why it's so dangerous to have an opinion and try to be on one particular side. So no, we're not even talking about these girls' careers.
Yeah.
We're not. We're just talking about like why Dave Becky, his manager, CK's manager, is culpable. We're talking about why Schumer and Aziz Ansari are, and Jon Stewart, my favorite person in the world, are complicit in his behavior because they didn't do anything. You know, it's like take down one person at a time.
Yeah.
And do it really well.
Yeah.
But don't take on too much because you're going to lose everyone's attention.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that's what's going to happen, and it's unfortunate to see that this is all going to go down this way.
Yeah.
I just don't see it going down well. Did I interrupt you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very extremely toxic way in which we deal with these. This isn't real life for anybody that's actually talking about it. You know what I mean? It's like it's not. This is all a fucking game for people.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a very dark thing to say, but fuck you.
Yeah, it is.
But it's this is all a game. People are just waiting for the next one. They don't really care about the people involved. They don't care about Louis. They don't care about. Everyone's been talking about Louis all fucking week, and something tells me that everyone that talks about him has to Google the girls' names. You don't even know the names of the fucking victims. You know what I mean? Not you because
I don't know the names of the victims of the Vegas shooting.
Yeah. Well, there's so many. How could you? You only have room for 200 names in your head. If you knew all their names, you'd forget my name, Casey.
It's true. I forget Matt's name immediately, but never his Twitter handle at Matt Neil Boyd, Neil with an A on Twitter. I'm at Gym Class Tryhard.
But yeah,
top topics. All the media news you need, none of the opinions you want.
Who knows? Let's start caring about this shit, not just
Yeah.
He's fucking dead. Louis C.K. He's done. He's dead. Let's quit talking about him and let's start actually helping people. And if you don't do that, you don't actually care. You don't actually care about the situation. You care more about looking like the hero. You think you're the one that put his fucking head on the stake, and you're not. First of all, no one that thinks that
you
is.
Didn't do this. You didn't do this.
And
like, don't take crap for it. You didn't do this.
Let's just fucking help these people. On to the next story.
Yeah, that was a long one.
Speaking of Trump being in China, guess who's not in China anymore?
Ooh.
LiAngelo Ball.
Mm-hmm.
LiAngelo Ball, if you don't know, is the middle brother in the Ball family.
And if you're not watching it, they are on our network on FacebookLive.com.
They are.
Show.
You can switch over to that show on this website that you're watching it on right now.
Please don't. Subscribe. Like this page. Go to our YouTube. Download us on iTunes.
LiAngelo Ball and UCLA players released flying home from China. This story is on Bleacher Report, written by Tyler Conway. UCLA basketball players LiAngelo Ball, Cody Riley, and Jalen Hill, who were arrested in China on charges of shoplifting, have been allowed to return to the United States on Tuesday. Pac-12 Commissioner Larry Scott released a statement Tuesday confirming the players are on a flight back to Los Angeles via Tyson Alger of the Oregonian. Mark Dreyer of ChinaSportsInsider.com reported that all charges were dropped against the trio and that they were not officially deported from the country.
Further confirming the statement, the Balls never lost.
James T. Aretti of the Wall Street Journal first reported the news of the players' exit from China. President Donald Trump said he was working with Chinese President Xi Jinping on having the players returned to the United States. Something tells me he wasn't.
Oh, no,
Something tells me that Trump did not give a fuck about getting these kids
he
back.
didn't. No, I saw one of his press statements today when he was on Air Force One, and he's sitting there and he's like leaning in the door, like he's just super casually sitting there like a stepdad, like saying, "So it would be cool if like me and your mom went out of town. Do you think you can watch the fish?" Because everyone's stepdad has a fish. But he was like sitting there talking about it, and he was like, "All right, guys, get some sleep, have a good night." And he turned around, he turned back, and they're like, "Well, what about the basketball players in China?" And he's like, and he's just stumbled over his words.
Yeah, it's probably the first of him hearing about it. It's like, well, yeah, there are a lot of basketball. Yao Ming, yeah, he's great.
He's huge.
Yeah,
in China, he's huge. Yeah. So,
in case you didn't know, and this was also
what happened.
Like they said they're getting these boys we're getting these boys out of China, and I was like, why the fuck were they in China? Why were they being held captive?
In Korea, you can't keep up with the guy.
Ball, Riley, and Hill are accused of attempting to steal sunglasses from a Louis Vuitton store near their team hotel in Hangzhou. UCLA was in China for an exhibition matchup against Georgia Tech. Neither of those teams are in China. Why couldn't they play the fucking game in Georgia?
That's the question I ask every Sunday morning. Saturday morning. Sunday morning?
The London game?
The London fucking game.
The players were held in the hotel and not allowed to travel back to the United States with the team. LiAngelo Ball is the brother of, we all know that.
We all know that.
This is what Lonzo Ball said. My dad did call me, but didn't leave me much information. He just said, be ready to play. We are handling it out here. So that's a good sign.
But if you're going to call your mama bitch, call your mama bitch. Never lost.
The funny thing about this, too, LiAngelo Ball, obviously, brother of Lonzo Ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Son of LeVar Ball. What's his name? Cody Riley and Jalen Hill. These guys, I guarantee you just look at these ball boys. LiAngelo was definitely the one that was like, hey, Jalen, bet you won't steal a pair of sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
Zero repercussions in this man's life, ever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? LiAngelo, yeah. This guy's never been in trouble for anything, gotten away with everything.
He's got his own
life.
shoes.
Very rich man. And the kid was like, I can't, I'm not no bitch. I'm definitely going to try to steal those sunglasses.
Is that the patriarchy? Is that the problem?
I don't know, but if you are like the only 3 tall black dudes in China, maybe not steal shit. You know what I mean? You're kind of sticking out like a sore thumb.
Be like the other ones that just really get into anime.
These three dudes are like 2 feet taller than everyone in this Louis Vuitton store. You're not getting away with stealing
Especially
shit.
Considering that Louis Vuitton glasses are probably made in China, so they're a little bit cheaper. They just did it for the thrill because their parents don't look at them.
Yeah. Also, LiAngelo Ball, you got enough money to buy some Louis Vuitton glasses. You know what I mean?
Each shoe is worth how much?
I don't know.
I think they're $700.
Oh, the pairs of shoes?
Yeah, his shoes are.
They're a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's just so funny to me that these kids got. This is like the what was that kid? Michael Phelps, not Michael Phelps, but the other
Lochte.
Lochte, when he got in trouble in Brazil.
When he got Lochte got locked up.
Lochte got locked up
in Brazil.
Wasn't that also shoplifting?
No, that was destroying something. That was public destruction of a bathroom.
And he was like lying about it, right?
Yeah.
Lying Lochte?
Yeah, and then he
got robbed. That's what it was. He lied about getting robbed.
They just destroyed a bathroom or something. I can't remember.
Yeah. It's so fucking stupid. These I mean, Ryan Lochte makes a little bit less sense because he's like an adult, but these are like college kids. They're probably just out in the markets.
But if you forgive him for doing this, what's the next time? If there's no consequences, then there's no progress, Matt.
Right. I guess you're right. I
agree with them. I agree with all of them. See, that's the thing is, if you think slippery slope thinking like a slippery slope, that's just whataboutism, which on John Oliver they covered on Sunday, which was awesome, by the way. I recommend it to any of our viewers and you, Matt. The John Oliver episode about talking about why Trump is making America dumber, just like objectively and empirically dumber, is because of 3 things. One of them being whataboutism, and it's about shifting the blame elsewhere in order to justify and distract from what it is you're talking about.
Right.
And everyone's doing that now. I caught myself doing it 3 times talking to Phil before the show.
Damn.
Yeah.
You're a sociopath.
I think so. I watched Mindhunter the other day.
Oh.
And I'm thinking I might need to go see a therapist.
Yeah.
I do see a therapist, but I may be a second therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get a second opinion.
Get 2 of them in the it's like a double-blind placebo effect.
Oh, I'd rather do a double-blind
like
gazebo. How are the Preds doing? Double-blind gazebo. Thank you. That's the show. Speaking, I don't really even know how to segue into another story, Matt. You're really good at this. Do we go into the next one we have?
You want to do? Let's talk about Taylor Swift's album. Let's round the show out on another angry rant.
Okay.
How about that?
Let's make this one quick so that we can post it as a clip.
Taylor Swift's album release date has nothing to do with Kanye West's mother's death anniversary. This is a story.
How dare you let Donda's name come out of your mouth?
This is a story on eonline.com. It was written by Corinne Heller. After Taylor Swift made her big music comeback and revealed, was it a big music comeback or was she just releasing another album? Like how
I think fucking part of her album cycle, Matt. I think you might be right.
Didn't she just release another album? She hasn't been gone for 20 years.
Right.
She didn't pull an Axl Rose. She just hasn't put out an album in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Musical comeback.
She hasn't really been talking much.
I fucking hate Taylor Swift fans so much.
I do too. Swifties? Fuck you, Swifties. By the way, share this with all your Swifties.
After Taylor Swift made her big music comeback and revealed this week her plans to release a new album, Reputation, on November 10th, many people speculated the date was no coincidence. They noted on social media that November 10th will mark the 10-year anniversary of the death of Kanye West's mother, Donda West. Hey, Mama. Taylor and Kanye have feuded on and off for years, and many listeners think their beef helped inspire the pop star's new album, recently released single "Look What You Made Me Do," an overall edgier new sound. She has not confirmed this.
Do you? Is it over?
It is standard practice that release comes out on Fridays, and we locked in this release date based on other Universal Music Group releases. There is no correlation, a source close to Taylor's record label, Big Machine Records, told E! News in a statement Friday.
Now, do you think...
So basically what they're saying is she did not put this out on November 10th because of it was the anniversary of Kanye West's mom's death. She put it out on this date.
Do you think Look What Made Me Do is about Kanye's mom? Look What You Made Me Do. You made me release an article on the day that you died, or an album the day that you died.
Who knows?
I say that because I wonder if like the whole gist of, and I haven't listened to the album. I've heard the singles on the radio, but I have not listened to the album because you can't get it on streaming services, and only way you can go to the tour is if you buy the record, and it gives you the ability to buy 4 tickets to any show on the tour. My question is what Taylor Swift is saying in this interview, and her not taking responsibility for the victim and being openly like vicious. I think that releasing it on the anniversary of Kanye's mom's death.
So
shout out down to West.
You subscribe to the conspiracy that she did do it. No, you don't think she did.
I'm saying this could further implicate her for that. But if it's a coincidence, I'll accept that because she's guilty of a lot worse things, and that is propagating this idea that it's not her fault. Everything that's happened is not her fault. Someone broke her heart. It's not that her heart was broken in unison with someone else's. Someone broke her heart. Someone took away her VMA when someone put her in the spotlight. She is a victim. That whole like, look what you made me do. It's the same thing that we were talking about with the sexual allegations of Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Let me say what I need to say because I was victimized for this. Or like not letting it be about the actual victims or not coexisting, sharing victimhood. It's like Taylor Swift is saying, I'm absolved of anything, and this is how I'm going to deal with it. And to call her a strong female role model is just absurd.
Yeah.
I think it's absurd because she's acting like a fucking child.
Yeah. I haven't listened to Reputation. Probably won't. But like the whole.
Speak Now, by the way, her album 2008, 2009. I love that fucking album.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
1989 was pretty good too.
Was it?
Pretty good.
I didn't love it. But you got that James Dean look in your eyes.
But like I just hated the whole like advertising campaign behind it. The whole like she's edgier now. She's after the whole Kanye West thing, which she was 100% complicit in. By the way, I posted the video on my Facebook.
You did
the other day.
The Snapchat leak of Kanye asking permission.
Yeah, and her saying that she loved
to use
it.
She
famous. You can just see the video.
I'm
on
just
my
contextualizing.
Facebook
Go to the Facebook.
Yeah.
Matt's on Facebook. You can link to it in this video.
But the whole idea of like making her a victim in that situation and making it look like Kanye was like trying to ruin her career, that it had anything to do with him like trying to make her like trying to victimize, trying to harm her, is just so fucking gross. And to put out the album and like to not explicitly say that most of the album cover, the name of the album, the hit song off of it, like not explicitly saying it's not about Kanye, but letting everyone say that it is, and like not denying that rumor.
Yeah, it's like telling your parents, like
it's like also petty. It's so fucking petty.
It's like saying telling your parents I'm going over to Stacey's house.
Yeah.
But little do your parents know, like you omitted everything, saying that Stacey's going to have a big banger and her parents are out of town.
Yeah.
Well, now you didn't technically lie to your fans or your parents, but there's a little wink, there's a little nod. You know, there's something more up to that. I think it's deception, and it's being complicit, and I don't like it. And maybe that makes me sound like a square, but I just don't like the way that she handles herself.
Yeah, well, it's all just so gross. It's just weird to like. I can't believe she duped so many people. Like so many people. That's the weirdest thing about it.
Louis C.K. duped a lot of people.
Well, yeah,
being complicit with his art.
But that was all.
It's the same argument.
No, but
it's the exact same argument.
With Louis, it was all behind, like literally and figuratively behind closed doors, and it was a lot of like hush,
or just in front of doors. So
it was a lot of like rumor mills, a lot of people not purporting the rumor, a lot of people not speaking out. But with Taylor, it's like she just blatantly made a lot of people think that she's a victim, and allowed people to think that, whether she did it like on purpose, whether she was deliberate in it or not. She allowed people to think that.
I agree.
And she used that to her benefit because that's what all of her fans love to do, is to make her look like this, saying she came out of what was the first line in this article? Her music comeback, her big music comeback. It's not a fucking music
it's a follow-up
comeback.
to her successful 1989 album.
Just like trying so hard to like fabricate this like victimhood
they
around like one of the most talented, famous people in the world. You know what I mean?
They have to do that because just as part of her marketing team to make her at least relevant.
Yeah.
Because I was reading an article on The Ringer, and I could pull it up and I won't, if I can find it, I'll pull it up. But it was saying that in a time like her white poppiness doesn't really have a place on this charts anymore. Because in the last year, Future and Migos, and ever since Drake was climbing the charts, Migos, and then having Cardi B's Bodak Yellow, which is another way you can look at female empowerment. It's like she's no longer necessary. She's almost irrelevant. So in order to appeal to that base, she needs to start beef with one of the Mount Rushmores because she needs to take that on. But it looks like it's in bad taste. She just doesn't have a place right now, which is okay. That's where exploration happens. That's where you change your sound and you change your tune. But it doesn't sound like she's changing her tune at all.
No.
She's doing the same thing. Doing the same thing she always has.
In conclusion, I think that she 100% did this on purpose. I think that she 100% put this out on the anniversary. That's like the ultimate, like such a petty, like douchebag thing, like such a bitch move.
That's the ultimate subtweet.
That is bitch made if I've ever seen it, is to do something because she knew that was going to be the anniversary, and like everyone saying like, oh no, music always comes out on Fridays. This is the last Friday for Grammy consideration. Well, you could have put out a week before. You could have about 2 weeks before.
Now, honestly, I feel like that is now thinking about it, I feel like it's a very flimsy argument, because if she let out the album on Good Friday, they could be saying this is at Kanye West's Friday's campaign back in the mid 2000s. You know?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's like one of those things where like it could be. And that's why I'm like, if she did that just because of the way the market works, fine.
Yeah.
But I think she's petty enough to do it.
Yeah.
And you know who else thought was petty enough? Kanye West diehard fans who streamed Hey Mama, like we said, 700,000 times in the same day.
Yeah, on the day of Taylor Swift's album release,
which was Donda's.
Good for those guys. I wasn't a part of it. I would have been had I known that was happening.
Hey Mama is a song about Donda West. They were going to. Did you say that they were going to stream Famous instead? There was an interview on The Ringer. Right now I have a Fader article, but on The Ringer they talked about can Kanye's fans make him relevant, and they talked to a fan who said that in a Young Thug message group is where this thing got started. It was National Hey Mama Day or International Hey Mama Day, where he wanted almost 32,000 people to stream the song for a 12-hour period in order to get him up the list. They never got up there, but there was an argument at the beginning of it. Do we stream Famous to get her back, or do we do Hey Mama just to show respect for Donda West?
I'm glad they went Hey Mama.
I'm fucking proud of them. I'm so
glad they went Hey Mama.
I love it.
Because the whole Famous thing is like, Kanye's already won that. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Kanye's already won that Famous argument. The argument about that song with that video that I have on my Facebook. He won. Well, it wasn't really a win because it was just that he was innocent the entire time. He did it as
it was also some petty shit.
He put out the song as a joke. Not as a joke. He put that line in the song as a reference. He asked Taylor before the song came out if he could do it. She said that she actually loved the idea. He said that he wanted to put that line in the song because it would show that they actually have a friendship, and it would stamp out any of this bullshit rivalry talk. And then the song comes out and she sees an opportunity to make the rivalry even bigger, stoke the fire even bigger.
And then the Snapchat story gets released.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she's caught with her dick in her hand.
Debunks, which, something tells me the vast majority of the most opinionated Taylor fans haven't seen that video or think it's fake or like think it's doctor, whatever. I'm sure they have their fucking excuse, but I think that what she did is like super predatory, and it like makes me feel really bad for Kanye in that situation, especially when you watch that Snapchat video. Yeah, because he was like he was being very like innocent about he was being
cordial, very diplomatic. Yeah, and and I say that so cordial, like, oh my God, I can't believe that Kanye West did that.
Yeah,
no, but like to say like no, he was being like Like legit up. Like if he was my boy,
He was super excited.
I would be like,
he was like super excited about putting her name in the song and like being like, "This is gonna make us look like friends." And she was like, "Yeah, well."
Man, you know when you do something like real cool, like when you do something.
I do cool shit all the time.
Yeah, he does. And like
I'll do a kickflip right now.
I look at you sometimes. I'm like, dude, I'm proud of you. I like what you did there. Like you took the right. Like you know what? I don't know. I know people won't say this, but I'm proud of you. Like I respected him the way I would respect my boys doing the right thing. And he did it. And I was just like so proud. And then here we are. The reputation is out. The album pretty much sucks, from what I've heard of all the songs that I've heard. It doesn't make any sense musically. But I guess it's not written for me. I don't really listen.
There's also a lot, like I've seen a lot of people that are even like Taylor fans that are saying that like it's just very like the album's like very tone deaf. Like there's a lot. She's doing a lot of like hip hop stuff. She's doing a lot of like hip hop. Like a lot of what they're saying is like pretty much cultural reappropriation because there's no like rappers on the album or there's not. Well, it's like she's biting hip hop styles but not using
and she's buying to the point where she's using voicemails the way that Frank Ocean would and having his mom pray for him and telling him to stay away from drugs. She's using that, but instead she's putting out her best friend, Lena Dunham. Taylor can't come to the phone right now. It's like, my best friend Stacey can be just like your mom. She's that, like, that's how close we are.
So gross.
It just bothers me.
Whatever. It bothers me.
Does it bother you guys? Dude, let us know like what you think and like if you're listening to
bother
this later,
us.
things bother us.
We get
but
bothered.
that's what this show's for. And we want to have a conversation. I'm bothered. I'm triggered.
I'm bothered.
I don't like that triggered thing. I think like that joke's old.
Yeah, I'm not triggered, but I am bothered.
I'm also bothered about something. Amazon's trying to bite our style by giving other perspective shows the opportunity to do a serial podcast that tracks the episodes of a fantasy show. Amazon bought the rights to Lord of the Rings and plans to make a Game of Thrones-esque series about it. This comes by way of TheRinger.com. And it says that they shelled out. It was written by Miles Surrey, not to be confused with Siri or Surrey Cruise. In an effort to make a Game of Thrones, the company reportedly spent $200 million for the rights to turn J.R.R. Tolkien's, not to be confused with J.R.R. Martin, the book series to multiple seasons of TV. That's all. I mean, it's just the headline. That's really all I care about.
They're making a Game of Thrones style Lord of the Rings show.
They're making a Lord of the Rings style Game of Thrones show.
Oh wait, really? So it's not Lord of the Rings themed; it's Game of Thrones themed.
No, it's Lord of the Rings themed.
Okay, so it's a Game of Thrones style Lord of the Rings show.
Yeah. I flipped it in my head.
Yeah.
But it's all going to take place before the Fellowship of the Ring. So at least we're not going to go over
like the Hobbit.
Like,
is it going to take place before the Hobbit?
Unexpected journey, more like unnecessary journey, because boy, were those movies boring.
I've never seen a single Lord of the Rings or Hobbit.
Movie, let me finish it for you. Don't.
Second breakfast.
I didn't like first breakfast to begin with. You know what I had for breakfast today? Chips.
Well, you're not doing first breakfast right.
Yeah, well, I'm not doing breakfast.
Don't blame breakfast because you're bad at it.
I don't like breakfast food.
Why?
I'm not. I know it's a kind of a hard stance on a weak
topic.
That's
that's like saying you don't like lunch food. There's no such thing as breakfast.
Yeah, there is.
No, I mean there is. I know what you're saying, but what I'm saying is you can have anything for breakfast.
Right. No, but I don't like breakfast food. I don't like your.
What does that mean though?
I don't like.
What do you like? Like you like steak, right? You can have steak and eggs.
Yeah, but I don't really like. But the whole thing about breakfast is like you have. Like it's just too sweet.
Can I have an omelet?
Too sweet. I don't really like omelets. I don't really like eggs. It kind of makes me feel weird. They make me feel weird. I don't mind them, but I don't like. That's not all I want to eat.
Right. I see what you're saying.
Like I like something savory in the morning, so you can go with bacon,
sausage,
yeah. But I don't really even like the taste of sausage. I like a hot Italian sausage and like a pasta, or as like a hot dog. I'd eat a hot Italian sausage on a Kaiser roll with onions and mustard in the morning, and that would be great.
Yeah,
I love a burger in the morning. Oh, if you go to like a diner,
that's weird.
I love a burger in the morning.
That's a little weird.
I just don't like the sweetness. Like it's too sweet. There's too much carbiness to it.
I see what you're saying.
And you know, sometimes I like is a nice house salad in the morning.
But yeah, you're a fucking monster.
I love it.
You're a monster.
You get your day started with some greens. It's amazing.
Maybe
it's great. It really is. Try salad in the morning and tell me it doesn't feel good.
I don't even like salads at night.
You're not a salad guy.
I'm not a salad guy.
I love salads.
I'll toss a salad.
I bet you will.
I'm not going to eat a salad.
If you want to know more about Tossing Salad, you can just go see Matt perform stand-up comedy. Matt, what are your dates?
Tomorrow I'm going to be at Zany's at 7:30 with Dusty Slay, and then at 9-ish I will be at Radio Cafe.
Where's Radio Cafe?
Lara Peak and Brad Sativa. Radio Cafe is in East Nashville.
So East Nashville.
It's on
by the way,
Gallatin Road.
Is it Laura?
Larry Peak.
She is the latest guest on Matt's show, interview show. They called Pray Tell, where he interviews comics. That's up on 5051.com.
We talked a considerable amount about this Louis C.K. shit mere hours after it happened.
I chose not to listen to that particular episode until we talked because I didn't want to retrack over. I wanted to see. I wanted to have some organic.
I don't think we did. I think I also, we started talking about that like right after it happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, you think about it a little bit more. I think I guarantee you my opinions don't really line up on these last two podcast episodes, but my thoughts are forever evolving.
We put them out there so we can edit our thoughts. Is that right?
Something like that.
I mean,
Something
I'm okay
like
being wrong, but at least I'm talking.
Yeah.
But this show also on 5051.com, we are streaming every week. Every week we stream on Facebook Live. Next week we may have double streams going. Stay tuned for that. Live from the Funky Bunker. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. Friend Chance Willie on Facebook, and you can stream his show, him and Corey Perry's show, The New Hotness, tomorrow at 3:00. You can also just check our page right here and watch it where they eat hot chicken and talk about hip hop and sweat the technique. It's a real fun show. Other than that, we got Matt's dates. We got you can download the podcast. Go to iTunes, download it, share it with your friends, rate, review it, help us climb the charts. Tell us what we're doing right. Tell us what we're doing wrong. Drop in our tweets. I'm at Gym Class Tryhard on Twitter. Matt, where are you?
I'm at Matt Neil Boyd, Neil with an A on Twitter.
And
Instagram.
And Instagram. We on the Instagram. Is that the show?
That's the show. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We love you forever. We will be back next Tuesday live.
Will we?
Next Wednesday on iTunes.
Every Wednesday, and make sure you go to the YouTube, guys. The YouTube link is on our page. I know it's gonna take a little look, and I'll post it. We just need more subscribers, please. Bye.
Bang bang.
That was the show.